All right, first up this morning, did you tune in last night to see Halloween Wars on the Food Network? Perhaps if you didn't, you might want to jump in your time machine because last night's theme asked the remaining teams to bend time and space to show their vision of Halloween time travel. Our girl Kimberly Hall and her team, the Zesty Zombies, decided to go big, and we mean really, really big.
That's enormous.
This is the biggest piece I've ever made, at least 200 pounds, and that's very risky. I keep doing these huge pieces. I'm killing myself here. And get it onto the display.
That's right. So that was her giant spaceship cake, which was out of this world. Milwaukee's own cake lady, Kimberly Hall, is back. She's going to chat about her experience. And that was the biggest cake you've ever made? That was the soundbite we just heard.
Biggest cake I have ever made in my life.
What was it, like 200 pounds?
Yes, it was all cake and fondant.
Oh, my goodness.
And to have to move it.
Yes, I was so frightened to move it, but there was no way I could do it on the platform.
Yeah.
So I had to do it behind our station, and then we had to move it. Like, I had no choice but to do that.
So talk us through what the challenge was here, because it was about time travel.
Right, so it was about time travel, so we had to come up with some type of concept to show Halloween either going into the future or going backwards.
And
so
you were the only one who picked the future.
Yes, so we picked the future going forward, so we decided to do aliens like they're just a part of our normal environment, and that they wanted to trick-or-treat like we did. So what they did was they put on Halloween costumes even though they were aliens, and so we wanted to represent like one of the houses they would trick-or-treat at, which was the spaceship.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's crazy. Interesting.
I was going to say, your team held on for another week, so now it's just between you and one other team. You've got to be excited about that.
I am very excited we made it to the finale. This has been a long 5 weeks.
Oh, I bet.
Hey, what was the deal with the salt in the cookies?
Girl, listen. I had no idea. When the judges were judging and they were tasting the cookie, I was
she spits it out.
right. I was thinking, like, what? They don't like sugar cookies? Like,
Yeah,
what's the
what's the matter
problem?
with
Their
them?
faces. And then
Look
I
at your
realized,
face. You're like,
You're like,
when I realized that she put sugar in the cookie,
you
I
mean
almost,
salt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
salt. When she put salt in the cookie, I literally died on the inside. Like,
and just for an explanation,
embarrassing.
that each time that you do the big challenge, you've got to present some small part of it so the judges can do a taste test of what you've made.
That was the only thing that they got to taste?
yes, that was it. You only get one tasting per episode. So that was our one thing they got to taste.
Were you surprised that you managed to survive given
After
the
that
fact
tasting?
that tasting went so poorly?
I was very surprised at the tasting, but our display was flawless. Like, I mean, yes, there were a couple things with the spaceship settling, but that happens, you know, if it sits for a while.
Ah,
But
creepy.
everything else on the display we did, you know, great. Everything else is great. I would say that. Everything else is great.
So it was forgiven.
Correct.
But it's like, you know, everybody's been cooking and used garlic salt instead of garlic powder before, you know, and like ruined your dish. So it's like, but you don't expect that someone at this level who's such a good baker would ever make a mistake like that.
Exactly.
What did she say? Like,
oh my gosh, she was so devastated.
I bet she was embarrassed too.
Yeah, she was. She was very apologetic. But the thing was, when you're under such time restraints, so not only did she paint our whole background and she painted everything on the display, she had to run back and forth to make our tasting trees. So I'm assuming that she kind of just was rushing and just, listen, I don't know. I have no idea how she managed to do that, but it was kind of funny though.
For
but
sure.
at the same time, she was devastated.
made for good TV.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Hilarious.
I feel like your carver is really good, and she's really good with the candy part of it too. Like when she did that sugar string with the
For the
spider web
Yeah.
that one time. I mean, do you feel like you have a very talented team? Because I feel like some of the other teams they don't get along as well as you guys get along, and they kind of openly have conflict.
Yeah, I think that my team is very talented as far as each individual thing that they do. So I think we come together in terms of our display, and that shows when we do that. Like, we might bicker a little bit during, okay, what's going where and this and this and this.
Yeah.
But as a team, I think we kind of come together a little bit.
Yeah, so it's more the pressure that gets you to.
Yes, it's the pressure that you're like, okay, I got to get this done, you know.
Yeah.
It's hard sometimes, but.
What's a simple tip you can give? Because I like it when you hear, and I know everybody wants to be a better baker, or they know somebody who is a baker, maybe they need to give them some suggestions, but what's your biggest tip that you can, another tip that you can give to people who love to bake?
I would say practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
Because if you practice the one thing that you're really, really good at, you'll get better. When you start going over here and going over there and going in different spots, you know, you're kind of limiting yourself. So if you just zone in on the one thing that you want to do and practice, practice, practice,
Okay.
you'll definitely get better.
I love that you're part of this Icing Smiles. It's a nonprofit. You make custom celebration cakes and other treats
Look how
for
cool that
families
is.
who are impacted by critical illness,
Yes.
by the critical illness of a child. I think that's such a sweet way for you to use your talent to help other people.
give back.
Thank you so much. And I love that because it's like giving back, you know, and
Yeah.
I love creating things for these kids. Oh my God, and their faces when they get the cake.
I bet.
That is like the best thing to me.
Was that hat on that one, was that
It's
edible?
edible. It's chocolate cake.
Oh,
Yes.
that is, you are so talented.
That's so
you.
cool.
It's
And you
really
also
cool.
teach
Look at that
decorating.
hat.
Look at that.
That is
I
really,
thought
I
for
mean,
sure that was
everything's
just a
amazing,
hat.
but I thought the hat was an
No,
actual
it's
hat.
cake.
It's incredible.
Wow.
Good for you. You also teach decorating at MPS, I know, which is really neat. I think that's
Yeah.
wonderful the way you share your
you.
skills.
Thank you so
Really
much.
fun.
You rock.
Now, people have to watch the final episode because you're going head to head. It's just one other team. You got to root for the Zesty Zombies.
Yes.
On Halloween Wars, it's on the Food Network. The season finale is happening next Sunday, October 28th at 8 p.m. This is it.
I got it DVR'd. I'm ready.
The finale.
Yeah. I can't wait to see you next week.
Yeah.
I know. I can't wait to see it
It'd be
either.
so fun.
Okay.
You can't tell us what's going to happen,
Nope,
can you?
I cannot tell you what's going to happen. Just make sure you watch.
She's good at
All
keeping
right.
secrets.
I like it. Thanks for
Thank
being
you.
here.
Thank
Awesome
you.
to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Congratulations on the win.